All right, welcome back to House of Prep. It's a Friday night premiere. We're not live tonight, but you're still able to jump in the comments and talk amongst yourselves, have some fun. Joy and I may or may not jump in here and mingle in with you guys for a bit. There's a reason why I couldn't do a live. Not going to be able to go a full, usually almost an hour. I figured 10 minutes, maybe a little bit more, I can handle. If you all remember back, I'd gotten the sickness a couple months ago, the beginning of August, and I recovered. Things were well. It did pinpoint probably what was my biggest weakness, which is my lungs. When I was a real young child, I really struggled with asthma, and I kind of outgrew it, but it always kind of stays dormant, right? And just every now and then it would kind of raise its head up just a little bit, remind me that it's still in my system somewhere. I don't know how that works, but it just kind of appears. And when I'd gotten the sickness, it really escalated it at the time, and it took a few weeks, really knocked me down. I did recover from it. However, now it's been 2.5 months later. These past probably 3 weeks now, I've kind of had this real set in my lungs of just a struggle. And I was using my little albuterol inhaler, which is this. And we'll talk about the thumbnail here in a minute. Use my albuterol, and I started realizing I'm pounding this thing and looking at the clock. Can't wait to use it again because I'm just really struggling. And remember, I went on my trip that I had a few weeks ago. And when I started using it literally almost every 4 to 6 hours, I called my doctor and said, hey, I don't think I'm supposed to be using it that much. And they said, no, not this inhaler. And so they scheduled me in. I went in. They gave me another inhaler. This one is designed for daily maintenance, and it does not have the albuterol in it. So the albuterol is more of an emergency grab. This one's more of a maintenance. So that's supposed to help me not abuse one or the other. Now, I did get the shot in the hip, right, the back hip. That's more of the steroids because they said my lungs were probably still inflamed. And they did say that a lot of their patients that had the sickness this past year, like I did, that they are also, a lot of them are experiencing reoccurring events like I am. Man, what a nasty bug. What a nasty virus that we've had to deal with. And it just doesn't seem to totally want to let go, right? It leaves its little talons in there somewhere and still just poking. She said, give me, probably 2 or 3 more months, and hopefully, I'll kind of be back on a normal track. So I had some steroid pills and stuff, but enough about me. If y'all are dealing with something like that, though, or breathing, my wife picked me up one of these humidifiers, and I've been using this the last couple nights, and I tell you what, it really helps, and just opening me up, helping me breathe, not feeling the coughing fits coming on at night. So that's just a extra tidbit. So the thumbnail, yeah, people aren't laughing at us as much anymore, are they? It seems like when a family member or somebody we talk to them, it's not quite the same as it used to be. However, people have very short memories. It hasn't taken a lot of people, a lot of time, just go right back into that mindset. There's no reason to prep. And even though they saw the glimpses and what did take place a year ago and what could even escalate from those events, they still didn't go without too bad. So they're not really believing that it could ever get worse than that. Now, those of you that we've talked in the past, and some of you have spouses, members in your household that just aren't on board with it, maybe against it. Look, keep doing what you're doing. Do the best you can. It's not something, there's obviously serious conversations could be had if you sit down and have a mutual growing up conversations about things and try to find a common ground, because I think prepping is definitely something that's needed. at some sort of a level. And that level you need to decide with your spouse, family, and what you're willing to do. But find that level. Definitely, we can talk about multiple different levels of reasons to prep. Whether it's power outages, grid downs, storms, the hurricanes and the snowstorms that come as we're approaching winter again. And we've seen all these different, these little gnats fly. We've seen the different events that have taken place these last years. And man, hasn't it been nice to know that you have preps and that you have had backups to things and you don't have to worry about it. So with that being said, with sicknesses coming on, right? Because we're talking about me being sick. Well, it's that time of year again, folks, right? The flu and other sicknesses may have another round coming, right? The other strands that are evolving. And it's just good to always be prepared, not just with food, not just with water. If one of your children gets sick or one of you gets sick, so like, oh, quick, grab the bag of beans. No, it's not going to help you when you're sick, right? And unless, I don't know, maybe you use the beans as a heat and pack or something. I don't know. Some of you have some really cool home stuff you do. But pull out my little tray here. So, some kind of Vicks Vapor Rub. To tell you what, sometimes even at night, when you need some of this Vicks Vapor Rub, if you're sick and you're just having a really hard time with the coughing and try to open up your breathing, these type of things that you don't want to run to the store when you get sick. Who here likes to run to Walgreens or Walmart or your pharmacy down the road? Who wants to do that when you're just miserable sick? Not many. Not many people want to do that. You want to be able to just go to your pantry or go to your medicine cabinet or wherever your prep supplies are, pull out your tray or your box of backups, and have everything that you need for your sickness kit. And that's what you just plan it. It cover all kinds of bases. And I know I'm not going to cover everything, and that's where you guys can jump into the comments, especially those of you watching this video after the premiere, where you can leave a permanent comment. Put some ideas in there. Maybe you're watching this now and you want to come back later and add some valuable resource information, because there'll be people that'll watch this video later. Different things like antibiotics, like a Neosporin or the off-brand. This one was from Dollar General. It works for me. So I am a stickler about medicines. I don't mind generic as long as they work for me. And I'll give you different illustrations about that. That not just works with meds, but that's food as well. There's some things that I don't mind generic, but there's some things I got to have the name brand. And that's just how it is. With me, Neosporin works, and I also found this Dollar General brand works. So Neosporin, you just never know when you're going to have a small little emergency, which I didn't put in here, but that leads me to Band-Aids. I have another spot we have Band-Aids and bandage wraps and ankle braces and things that you can have for just quick medical fix. Band-Aid, duct tape it, do whatever you got to do till you can get some more better help, right? Anti-itch cream. Now, this did not help me whatsoever with this last summer's chigger infestation that I got. Did zero good. But for other things, okay, things that, bug bites around the house, you're out back on the deck like this for a minute, mosquito bites, something just to alleviate just a little bit of the itch. Especially if you're dealing with some kind of a small crisis or something that's going on. Those little things like that can be very comforting and at least help, so you don't have a multitude of things bothering you at the same time. You can be able to focus on the real big problems by getting rid of the little itches, right? Prescription meds. Whatever you take for your prescriptions, it's sometimes if you talk to your doctor, they'll let you stock up only so much usually, but you can kind of keep ahead. So if something happens and maybe for a few weeks you're not able to go to the store, you'll know you'll have plenty here. Don't ever let your prescriptions run down to just a couple, because you don't know what something may happen and now you can't go get them, and well, now I'm out. Especially if you have serious medications like heart medication or things that you use to live on. That's just a thought. Talk to your doctor. See what you let them know what you're doing. Especially if you've been a patient with them for a long time. they'll help you. Other little things like nasal sprays when you're sick and you're just trying to breathe at night and you do something to help open you up. Pain medicines, like the ibuprofen. Again, this one's the Equate brand at Walmart. Ibuprofen, the name brand, ibuprofen, the off brand, works just as good for me and my family. And it's good for aches and pains and things that are bothering you. Again, especially if you're really trying to work through a crisis and stuff, you want to kind of alleviate any pains and things that you have so you can keep your mind focused on the task at hand. That's just my thought. Excedrin. Now, this is something that name brand is no-go for me. I'm sorry. Name brand is good. Off-brand is a no-go. That's just how it is with me. I've tried them. I've tried the off-brands, the Walmart brands. I've tried other couple things. It's got to be the Excedrin. And I keep these stocked because those of you who like Excedrin, you've seen it in these last few years. Sometimes they have recalls, or sometimes they have they shut down their factories because something got contaminated, and so they shut down. Well, these things were selling off the shelves like hotcakes. So I always make sure I got plenty of Excedrin on hand because that's what works best, okay, for me. Having vitamins on hand. Zinc, okay. I didn't put all my vitamins in here because I have way too many. We'd be here all day. Zinc, C. I have A, B, E's, element OPs. I have so many vitamins. You do multivitamins, and I take fish oil, and so you can have a whole handful of stuff. And I'm just chugging vitamins, and sometimes I'm wondering what am I doing. But supposedly they help. So I try to keep for sure the C's and the zinc, different things. Allergy medicine. Hey, it's that time of year again. Fall. Leaves are falling. In the spring, when the pollen's kicking in, sometimes in the middle of winter for no reason, sometimes your allergies really kick in. And again, if you're not able to go to the store for a certain amount of time, and you all of a sudden have some allergy fits, first of all, who feels like going to the store at that point in the middle of the night? No. And if you're not able to go to the store, you're going to wish you had some for backup. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. We're preparing. We're just, again, am I getting 100,000 bottles of allergy pills? No, I don't have the money for that. Okay, and I probably would never use that much. Now, some people might. They might want, stack it to the rafters of allergy medicine. And if that's your thing, hey, it's your thing. You can do that. I don't think you need that much, but you might. Maybe you really suffer for allergies. I get it. It's another Vicks Vapor Rub. Like I said, those things are so handy. I've got them stashed everywhere. Halls. It's amazing. In fact, I have one in my mouth now because I've told you I'm kind of dealing with some issues and things, and I don't want to start coughing. And so far, so good. And if I need more, I got a whole bag here. But I always keep a couple of these back up. Minimal. Okay, minimal at least. And I like to rotate because, again, guys, medicines and things, some things have dates on them. Some things you can fudge a little longer. Sometimes things go a little stale and you want to keep them fresh. So really keep an eye on your medicines. Do your research. Don't overstock stuff that might not have a good shelf life, or you're just wasting money if you don't use them. No one really wants to do that. No one wants to waste money. But if you need them, you're going to be glad you got them. Antacids. Sometimes, whether we eat something or sometimes our stomachs we're just human bodies, and the older we get, the more they break down and the weirder things happen. And you all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you need some antacids, okay? And again, if you're dealing with problems in life, that's just one thing you can do to help keep your mind focused on the task at hand. Same thing, okay? Look, NyQuils, DayQuils, whatever your fancy is. Some people have other, Pepto-Bismols and different things that you rely on that works for you when you're ill. So find that. When you find those things, again, this one's an off-brand. NyQuil brand works great. I was a little leery because the NyQuil brand works so well for me that I didn't want to try the off-brand, but I have. And it seems like it works just as good for me. So experiment with that, because if it can save you money, you can buy more stuff for preps. Not just in the medical area, but in all the areas of prepping, and being able to have everything that you need when something happens in your life. And it doesn't have to be a zombie apocalypse. Whoa, maybe there is a zombie apocalypse. All right, I'm going to have to run inside and grab my home defense security tool. Possibly. Yeah, they're out and about, so we'll wrap this up soon. Wanted to give a shout out to my friend Dave. He's one of our moderators here. I'm hoping he's watching the premiere tonight. If not, he'll catch up. He sent me the means here for dehydrating food. I've never used a dehydrator. So thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. I've talked with Joy, and I think I've just about got her convinced to help me do a video. I'm going to see if I can get her to do something with the dehydrator, and me be there and ask her questions, and see if I'll let her do it. So cross your fingers. She's popped in the videos just every blue moon. She'll pop in just real quick to her video. I've been working hard on her for doing a full video with me, or maybe a good 10, 15 minute video. So we'll give her some time. We both are working and busy, so but here hopefully in a little while we'll be able to get her. All right, guys, I'm starting to feel it, and I've been talking now about 16 minutes, so I did good. So you guys are in the comments. I hope you guys are having a great time. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. It's Friday night, and this will cut it a little shorter. Normally do an hour, so this is going to be obviously less than that. Give you guys time to kind of do some other stuff with your family. Look, guys, make memories. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on in this world, and life's hard enough. And we just keep getting dished new things, and more what ifs, and more conspiracy things. And but don't forget to love your family, love your friends, love your community, your church. Spend time with them, and make some good, solid relationships and memories, things that you can take with you through the rest of your life. And in the meantime, keep prepping and keep doing what you got to do. Take care of you and your family. And I'll get off for now, and I may pop back in this weekend sometime just to check in with another little video. And again, if you haven't hit the like button yet, please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, and this is the first time you've ever watched one of my videos or what have you, or maybe you've been watching for a while and you're like, all right, it's time. I'm going to finally subscribe to Jerry here at House of Prep. Please do. Please hit that subscribe button and that little bell for your reminders. And then I always try to remind people too, I appreciate those that always use my Amazon link. It's usually on my video description. Just click it, and if you can look at the item that I had, but just do your normal search while you're in my link, and just do your normal search and things that you would just buy, especially with holidays coming up and you're doing some extra Amazon purchasing. It does give me a small kickback for the House of Prep, and I appreciate that very much. It doesn't cost you anything extra to do that. So, all right, guys, you have a good one. I'll talk to y'all later.